Hi friends, so I am going to show you how I make my Break Fast Nourish Bowl as promised. Now I have been making this I have a variation of this to break my fast most mornings, and I have been having this for the best part of about 3 years. Now the good thing about that, I was thinking about this morning, which some people might sound really boring, but the good thing about that is it takes away that, oh, what shall I have? And then you can't decide, or you've got too much choice and you end up making a poor choice. I know what I'm going to have, and I always have a variation on the same thing. Sometimes it varies, so that's not super boring, but it is always a variation on the same thing. So we start with, get your bowl. Now we start with a base of yogurt. So I've got 10% full fat Greek yogurt here. I also have Greek style yogurt. Now, in an ideal world, Greek yogurt is better than Greek style yogurt, obviously. Now Greek yogurt, it's a very good protein source. It's thick, it's creamy, and it's a really good choice. The difference between is this is much more expensive. So depending on your budget, Greek style yogurt is about, let me think, I think it's about £1 for 500 grams. This is a kilo, but about 500 grams, say around £1. Whereas a pot of Greek style yogurt for the same size, this is 500 grams, this is about £2.15. So it's more than twice the price. So you decide. Now what I tend to do, I tend to buy both. I actually really like Greek style yogurt. What I'll do is sometimes I will have a spoon of the Greek. I'll have a spoon or a couple of spoons depending on my appetite. Let me get another spoon so I don't cross-contaminate. I'll have a couple of spoons of the Greek style. I have quite a healthy appetite. I eat quite a lot, so I like to break my fast with a great big bowl of nutritious food. Now sometimes I just have that, depends if I've got kefir in, but today I have kefir, so I'm going to have a spoon of this and I'm going to add that to the yogurt. So I've got a mixture of Greek yogurt and kefir. Like I said in the class yesterday, not everyone likes kefir because it's quite sour. It's got a kind of sour milk taste, whereas if you mix it with the Greek yogurt, you don't really notice. And what you're getting from kefir is that extra bit of extra love, bit of extra nutrition, and a bit of extra love for your gut health and your microbiome. So I'm going to add that in. This one is kind of whipped, so it's a sort of high protein one. I think I got this in Sainsbury's. Most of my breakfast bowl items, let me take you down so you can see. Most of my breakfast bowl items I actually buy in Aldi. I'm a huge Aldi fan. And Aldi has their own brand, which is much, much cheaper. If you're buying kefir though, just try and go for the green label, because that tends to be natural and not flavoured. Flavoured will have other things added to it. So that's my base, right? So I've got Greek yogurt, I've got a little bit of Greek style yogurt, and I've got some kefir. So to this, I add some chia seeds. I go in quite heavy with those. And I add some ground flax seeds. This is non-negotiable for me. This is fibre, this is omega-3. I get in that in my breakfast every morning. Mix that in. Get a nice mix. Okay, then I'm not done yet. So to that I add nuts. Nuts are for your fibre, but they're also a healthy fat. I love walnuts. Walnuts are really good for brain health. They've got selenium in them. But you can add whatever nuts you like. You can have, almonds are also really good. Almonds are a powerhouse when it comes to nuts. Really good for snacking on. Now I add goji berries because I just love them. They give a lovely little pop of crunch, and they're a bit sort of crunchy but then chewy. You can't get those in Aldi, unfortunately, so you have to get those in Waitrose. Right, so now my berries. So normally I have frozen berries. I keep frozen blueberries and frozen cherries in my freezer, but I've got some fresh berries to use up. So I'm going to add a handful of blueberries. I'm going to add a few raspberries. Raspberries are the better category of fruit. No, berries, sorry, are the better category of fruit because they are lower in carbohydrate. So try and get some berries. Now, last but not least, so what I now add, so you can see this is a great big bowl of nutrition and nourishment that's going to keep me full up for hours. To this, I have this seed jar. So this is a packet of 4 mixed seeds from Aldi. It's also a packet of pine nuts. And what I tend to do is if I have like leftovers, like some leftover goji berries or raisins, dried fruit, cranberries, things like that, I chuck it all in the jar. So this is my seed jar, the sweet version. I've got a savoury version too. And then what I do is I use this as a topper. So if I fancy something sweet, or if I want a pudding, or if I'm having some yogurt and I just fancy, I sprinkle it on the top. If I'm having oats or porridge. So I just use it as a kind of sprinkle topper for anything really. But I just keep one of these going all the time. So that's it. That is me done. So, sorry, it's a bit of a long video, guys, but I wanted to show you how I build my Nourish bowl. This is my breakfast. So this is a huge bowl that's I'm gonna feel really full because it's high protein. I've got loads of fibre. I've got loads of goodness and nutritious food in there. Loads of lovely plants, different plants that are going to nourish my microbiome and my gut bacteria. We cover that on Tuesday. The other thing with this is it's going to keep me full up for ages because I've got the fat in the Greek yogurt and I've got the healthy fat in the nuts and the seeds. That's going to keep me full up for ages. I'm going to feel really satisfied. I'm not going to be looking for snacks or sugary things in the next 2 hours. This will probably tide me over for the next 3 or 4 hours. So that is my Nourish bowl. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is when I first started eating like this, the yogurt was because I was used to eating a lot of ultra processed food. My diet was very processed food heavy. So you get used to that sweetness. So when you switch to eating like this, real food, natural food, you're not getting that ultra processed sugary fix, right? So sometimes the yogurt can taste a bit sour or whatever. So when I first started eating like this, I used to add a teaspoon of honey. So I would just, when I put the yogurt in, I would just add a teaspoon of honey and stir that through and then add everything else on top. As time has gone on and my taste buds have changed and my reliance on sugar is not there anymore, the berries are sweet enough for me. I don't need to add any sweetener or honey, or you could add a little maple syrup if you wanted to. I don't need to because I get enough sweetness from the berries. But if you wanted to try this, you can sweeten it a little bit. I wouldn't go mad, but I'd say add a teaspoon of honey just to the yogurt. Just take the sour edge off. Anyway, there you go. Happy break fast.